think going out to a crag and only seeing the same sort of person over and over and over again is something that we need to address. It's something that we need to look at and really think about how we can get different groups out to these crags and enjoying the activity. I'm Ty Tyler, the National Stewardship Director for the Access Fund, which is a national climbing advocacy organization. We're starting to have the conversation more and more. We see it as a potential issue moving down the line as far as climbing access and just having a diverse group of folks that care about the outdoors. We started to do some projects in rural parts of New Mexico, rural parts of Chattanooga and Tennessee, things like that, and start to really kind of talk about those sorts of folks, like how are we going to get new individuals out, underrepresented communities out.
I'm Kurt Shannon. I'm a policy analyst for the Access Fund. But a lot of people who would really take to it just have no idea what it's all about and what's involved. And I think if more people got introduced to it at an early age, I think you would find a broader diversity across all spectrums of people in the sport.
There's stuff that they've done. There's different studies as far as national parks, like why these different minorities don't go out to national parks, and a lot of it has to do. Some of them are afraid. They're afraid of nature. They think that a bear is going to attack them or something like that. So I think addressing silly things like that, although we think it's silly, they actually find that really kind of intimidating, where they're not used to it, or they're used to their local town, or they're a couple of streets. It's actually kind of telling them, like, hey, this is a really fun place and a fun thing to do and a fun thing to try. I think that's one of the big issues that we face, is really just exposing them to the sport itself and why it's not as scary as they may think. I think for one, I think we expose younger kids, like going into the elementary schools and really kind of reaching out and saying, hey, climbing is an activity that you can get into. Not necessarily focus on the communities that we always have, but bringing climbing to a different group, or making sure that we actually bring those underrepresented communities out to the climbing itself. I think there are a few examples, one, as I mentioned a little bit, in Chattanooga, where there's actually a woman who is doing a little bit of outreach and forcing some of the really kind of underserved communities and bringing them to bouldering areas and teaching them, like saying, hey, this is an activity that you can do.